morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and what I got for you today is an additional review of the Hubsan H502E model. Those of you who've seen some of my previous videos noticed that I did a little competition trying to figure out which quadcopter to take with me on vacation. This is one that I forgot to mention, and this actually turned out to be the one that I've used the most since I've been on vacation. The X4 Desire, also known as the Hubsan H502E. The reason being the small size, and it's quiet, and it has a GPS, and it has a pretty darn good camera. All these combined to make this an excellent choice for flying, taking with you just about anywhere to fly. Especially the small size and how quiet it is. You can fly it over your home, your childhood neighborhood without any hassle from worrying about any hassle from authorities or complaints from your neighbors. Now, I've already done many flights of this already over my neighborhood, my childhood neighborhood, and I'm going to do one more. I'm going to, actually this one, I'm going to do low-level flying through the backyard here to demonstrate its stability and ease of flying, but also I'm going to intersperse various video clips of flights that I've done at higher altitude over the neighborhood, because it's just to demonstrate that it really has a very nice camera. Okay, so let's go into a flight of the X4 Desire, the ultimate vacation quadcopter in my opinion, enable you to fly just about anywhere. To start this up, you plug in the battery, of course. There is no on-off switch, as discussed previously. The power again is just by turning on or plugging in the battery and closing up the battery door. Now there are some idiosyncrasies that you need to know about for this quadcopter. First off, to bind the quadcopter, very unusual. You have to hold down this left button, the photo button, while simultaneously turning on the transmitter to bind the quadcopter to the controller, and we are bound. And additionally, since this is a GPS quadcopter, you'll need to calibrate the compasses. Now the easiest way I found, forget what's in the instructions, but the easiest, quickest way, the best way that I found is to hold a quadcopter like so in front of you, with the base of the quadcopter pointing to the left and doing a counterclockwise turn while simultaneously turning the quadcopter like so. And right now we are ready for set compass 2. In this case, we'll hold the nose down while simultaneously turning the quadcopter like so, counterclockwise, while turning counterclockwise with your body. And as you see, no more compass cal. Very quick, very easy to do it that way. I don't know why they don't have that in the instructions or figured out a quicker way to calibrate that compass, but that is the easiest, fastest way. Okay, we are ready, almost ready. We have to wait for satellites. Right now we only got 0 satellites. So when we get above 6 satellites, we will take off. I do not recommend flying this quadcopter with less than, without the needed number of 6 satellites, or you will just be flying in altitude hold mode with no satellite lock, no position hold, and that can be difficult. It's much easier to fly this quadcopter with satellites, and now I got 8. I am ready to take off. See that, folks? 8 satellites pointing 179 degrees. Okay, to start the quadcopter, down and out, and also I'm starting the video recording right now also by pressing that button there. Let's put it into the air and test the satellite lock. Still says 8 satellites, which is pretty good. Now I've let my cousins fly this, let friends fly this since I've been home. It is very easy to fly, folks. It was very easy for them to fly too. Just a simple push forward and it flies forward, let go and it hovers, pull back, and pull back and it hovers. Now notice it descended a little bit because of it's using a barometer for altitude hold, so we'll take it up a little bit higher, right about there. And to fly left, forward, right, back. Very nice. Now again, as I mentioned, I'm going to be flying this around the yard low level flying to demonstrate how easy it is to maneuver this quadcopter, but I also will be including clips of aerial video clips with this quadcopter to show you the camera. The camera's very nice on this little quadcopter. It's only 720p video, but it produces very nice video. There's a little robin down there. I'm going to go down and see if I can get a picture of him before he flies away. Hello, Mr. Robin. He doesn't want anything to do with it. Okay. Well, with that in mind, let's fly around the trees. Can I fly under these trees? I'm pretty sure I can. It's a very stable quad. Very easy to fly. Like I said, I was really surprised at how well my cousins were able to fly this for the very first time ever flying a quadcopter. No problems at all. But it was in an open area. Keep that in mind too, folks. And going up in the front yard here. And again, you know, the range on this is good, about 300 meters. The quadcopter gets hard to see though at about 200 meters, so keep that in mind. But with that in mind, also I've been flying over the neighborhood with this thing. It's a great flyer. Let's set it up a little higher and out over the neighborhood again. Wonderful little quadcopter. Now, it's not a fast quadcopter. You put it in high rate, it's still not very fast. So on windy days, it might be fighting the wind a bit, but you know, its GPS position hold should be able to keep it relatively stable in the sky. But flying overhead, and I'm going to climb a little bit more. I'm going to increase the rate. Which one is the rate? It includes headless mode. If you can't keep orientation by movement alone, headless mode really comes in handy too. Great little quadcopter. Going over the ball field where I used to play many, many years ago. Yeah, this is a big difference than my usual flying area. Lots of green here, huh? You didn't think I would fly in a green area. But yeah. Got to come home every once in a while. Okay, I'm doing an approach directly toward me. Turn to the left a little bit. No, it should be coming directly toward me. And reducing throttle to bring it back down low again. But again, you know, how small and quiet this is, it doesn't bother people. And that's, I feel, is a big advantage of this quadcopter over others. In that you can fly without bothering people. You know, these bigger, more expensive GPS quadcopters are just too, they bother people. What's the word I'm looking for? Obtrusive? This one here, nobody cares. Look at that. It's quiet and silent and small. And fun and easy to fly. That's the other big advantage of this. This is, I think, is going to be a big sleeper. If it's a big hit. If it doesn't become a hit, I'll be very surprised. Especially for the price of a GPS camera quadcopter. A nice, easy to fly GPS camera quadcopter. This is good for beginners too. You know, I'm hesitant to say, you know, GPS quadcopters for beginners, but this one here, I think even beginners could fly this, or would like. I know beginners could easily fly this, just as long as they make sure they got GPS lock before taking off. Once you get the GPS lock, that makes it very easy to fly. Right now I got 12 satellites, so I've got plenty of satellite stability there. And I'll fly one more time over the neighborhood and I'll bring it in. I'm going to back up so I can see it through the trees here. Head in that direction there. And I'm going to set myself up for an approach. I'm going to go way out there. And again, it has returned to home too. I'm not going to demonstrate that because I'm afraid of hitting the trees right now. I took off from kind of a obstructed area. But we'll do an approach. Back to the landing. So very easy, very stable, very smooth flyer. Can you see me, folks? You should be able to see me by now. Wonderful quadcopter. Let's put it right there. Again, H502E. Very easy, very stable, wonderful quadcopter, especially for the price. I just can't get over this quadcopter. This is going to be a huge hit. Hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101. Let's take it over here and land it where I took off. Let's try it. We'll do a return to home. Take it over there, take it up there. Let's see if it'll land. Pressing the return to home button. If it gets close to the trees, I'll take control. But I think we took off right there. Let's see how close its return home is. I don't know, folks. I don't like that. Never mind. Let's skip the return to home landing because it was good off a good 5 meters. So I didn't want to land in those trees. So we'll land it here. Very easy to land though. The only reason I think you would not want to do a automatic return to home is if you lost sight of the quadcopter. I don't think you'll be able to fly this out visually to the point where you lose range of the controller. It's just so small, it gets hard to see, like I said, at about 200 meters. But again, the only reason I would do a return to home is if I lost visual sight. So, hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, again with the H502E. Great quadcopter at a great price. Hope you enjoyed it. Quadcopter 101, signing out.